Welcome back to class, and in today's lesson we're going to get into advanced layers. Now, working with advanced layer properties is really handy when you have a large variety of layers to use, and especially when it gets to the point of having so many that whenever you open all the layers up, it's so hard to work with them because you can't hardly see what you're working with. And you'll see that in this project that you're going to do in project 8, because it's actually the construction documents from the company that you've got to take and manipulate and make a fire escape plan out of. We're just going to use the fire escape plan just so that I'll show you how to take and do things with these layers to make your life a lot easier. So we'll start out on this. This here is an already a fire escape plan, and we'll open up our layers here and look at them. And if you'll notice, there's several here. This isn't too bad considering what a lot of construction documents are. Sometimes you'll have 100 layers, so this one's not that bad. But for the point of just showing you how to use layers state, this is what we do. Let's say, for instance, I want to keep all of this right here as a fire escape. Come up here to Unsaved Layer State, and you just use a drop down, come down here and name it New Layer State. And you're going to make yourself one. I'm going to call this Fire Escape. And hit OK. Now, what you want to do is open it back up. There you see how you got Fire Escape. And I want to hit Manage Layer States, and with this one that we just made, I want to edit, and inside here I want to keep everything that goes along with that fire escape. So the UR here, we'll keep that. Tornado corridor, pretty much we'll keep all of this stuff on here. Really, there's nothing I need to get rid of. If there were, I would just click on it and I'd hit this remove layer, and it will take it out of that layer state. I'm not deleting the layer, and I'll make sense of this here more in just a minute. I'm just going to hit OK on that, and then just close out. So now go up here. You got your fire escape. Now I want to go in here and add myself a new one, a new layer state, and I can put on here electrical plan and hit OK. Now, before I get started with this, I want to make myself a new layer, and I want to call it I'll call it wire, and we'll click this line colors black. We'll default the line weight. We'll just leave it at default. So that's going to be my wire, and also I'll make myself a new, and we'll put receptacle. Receptacle will be fine just like that. We'll leave it black as well. And I'll make myself another one, and I'll put we'll just put component. Be alright, and that'll be just like anything that needs electric that's stationary, and we'll make it red or something. It wouldn't matter. So I didn't mean to make a new one, but if you make a new layer, you can just right click on it, and you should be able to right click on it and delete. Alright, now I want to close that out, and now see, I've got an electrical plan and a fire escape plan. Now, if I don't need all this fire escape stuff going on, so I need to look at what these layers. That's on a 0 layer, that's a 0 layer, that's a direction arrow, tornado corridor. I don't need all those layers for my electrical plan. Only thing I need is just the layout of the building, and I don't need this other stuff. So what you'd have to do is come back up here and go to Manage Layer State, and go up here to electrical plan and hit edit. Okay, 0, I'm going to remove that layer. Border for now, remove that layer. Center, I'm just holding my control down. I'm going to go down through here and start clicking on things I don't need. I really need doors, but we don't have any doors on this print. I don't know what that is. I do need walls, so start all over. I do need walls, I do need windows, and let's say we don't need all this other stuff. And I just hit delete, and the only thing I've got left is walls and windows, but also I need to add in those new layers that I made, which was, I need that wire, so check mark that. Wire, okay. Also I need to add in my component, add that in, and then there's one more that I need to add in, and that was receptacle. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, so now, and I turn those lights on, I turn those light bulbs on and hit OK. So whenever you get that done, don't hit save or edit or new or anything over here, or restore or close. Turn it off and make sure this little check mark's on. Turn off layers not found in layer state. So close that out, and now when I come up here, when I go into electrical plan, see how it only shows there's certain things that escape. Okay, well you're seeing whenever I go over here, my layers must not be matching up to my drawing. So I've got to go in here and find some stuff, find out what's going on with this. So I'm going to go back to, because I need my walls for my electrical plan. So what I want to do is just go back in here and find out what that is. This one is OB. So again, electrical plan, or manage layer state. Manage that electrical plan and find the OB, and we'll add it back. OB. Okay. And I don't need this. I need that. I need that OB. Windows, walls, viewport. And I don't need that. So I want to close that out. Okay. And then hit close on this. And we'll go up here now and go to electrical plan. Make sure your light bulb was on. I didn't have that on. And okay on that, and I'll close out. Now we go back in here to electrical plan. So now we've got all this set up. And sometimes it takes you a while just to get everything where it needs to be, but it's so nice once you get it set. So there's my electrical plan, and let's see what in the world this is. That's you are here, so I don't need that in my electrical plan. So right here, I'm just going to take and click on it. I'm going to delete it out of there. You're not deleting your layers, you're just hiding them. When I close out of that, now I come back here, electrical plan, see how it leaves? Now if I were to go over here and hit fire escape, everything's back to normal. You're just making yourself up little different layers to work with. Okay, so that's exactly what I wanted right there. And now I want to go in here and put like a receptacle in. Click on this, and I'll set that current. And the only thing it is see what it does when you set those layer states. Only thing it does, here's all your layers. Every one of them's there. It just turns them off. You all see what I'm saying? It just turns them off. So it makes it really, really handy in that regard. Now, I could go ahead and start drawing up a few things in here. You know, say we had a switch right here, and I'll just put a big S on that, and rotate it around for our switch. Let's say we're going to put it there, and we're just going to put a few of these in here just to prove a point. Let's say we're going to put it there, so on and so forth. Maybe there's a switch right there, switch there. But anyways, we'll get that put in, and might have to change the layer colors on that. Then we're going to go in and we're going to put our wire in, and I'll set that current, do an arc, and we'll just like grab right beside of it and run it to there, just something like that. And then we'll add in, you know, I didn't put in a light, but we could have a light right there it's going to, the switch would be going to. I should have put one in there, but we take off that. We could actually run over here to this switch, or actually go off that switch there with the power supply over to this switch, and you're kind of seeing what I'm talking about. And let's say that's our wire, just for example. Now I want to go in here and I want to change those colors to make it a little bit easier to see. We'll make it like a yellow or something, and our receptacle, we'll make it green. Alright, there they are. Now, when you go up here and do these, you got electrical plan. There's your fire escape plan. Nothing changed on it, but those layers are still there. It's just in that fire escape layer state, they're just turned off. And over here I can go to electrical plan, and there's my wire. And there's my electrical plan all in there. Now we can even break this down a little further, like inside of your layer state. You can actually open this up, and you can do what's called a group filter. You see, like we were talking about earlier, when I come up here and I click on this, all of my layers are on there. It's just the ones for that layer state, it just automatically, you have them turned off. That way you don't see them. It doesn't make things so hard to visualize when you're trying to work with things. You can go in here and create yourself a group filter. Just go to this little icon here and hit new group filter, and we'll put on here, if you will say electrical components. That way, instead of going here like when I was going in, and if you hit all, it shows all your layers. See how it shows all your layers? But if you're just wanting to use those three little components like we've been using, you can make yourself a filter and double click it, and you can select by right clicking, go to select layers and go add. I can come over here and click, I want that, I want this. See how it puts both of them in there? And if you're just putting receptacles in and wire, that's all you'd have to do. In components, we'd have to draw and put we'd have to actually put that layer in here. But if you'll notice, when you double click on that electrical components, You see your drop down now? It only has those two things in here that you made a group filter for. Your receptacle and wire. Now, if you want to see all your layers, just click on all. And it'll show every one of your layers up again. Now the ones are turned off, of course, that you don't have in your layer state. But it makes it really, really handy whenever you're if you're just working with those two layers. Hey, it's really nice. And you're going to see when you work on this project coming up how many layers. There's several layers in this, and there's quite a bit that you got to do. But I want to show you one more thing. Let's go to Fire Escape, and let's say that inside of this, you see how many. See, I've still got on electrical components. Now you can do this. You don't have to have any layer states to make a group filter. You can make group filters on unsaved layer states. If you got a bunch of layers, it's another little tool that you can use. But on this one, I want to hit a new layer state, and I want to call this one. I'll call this one exit pass. And what I want to do with it is I just right click on it and hit select layers, add. I want to select this layer, and really that's the only one that I need. And see how it puts it over here? It's that primary exit route. So when I'm working inside of my Fire Escape, you see how now I've only got this one in here. Well, I've got this direction arrows, but it really limits me having to go in there and try to search through a bunch of layers to find the one that I want to use. And it really makes things a lot easier. Again, you can hit all use layers or hit all, it doesn't matter, and it brings every one of them back up. But again, if you want to work on just the exit pass, you want to go up and grab that layer, and most of the time you'll have several layers, but it won't be as many as all of them that you have built. So again, it's a really nice and handy tool, especially when you're in the field and they give you a drawing that's got 100, even 25 layers is aggravating trying to find the one that you need. So this is a good way to be able to organize your layers, and again, to be able to work really on the same project but in different views, different looks. Use your layer states, and then if you want to break it down even farther as far as your layers, make your new filters, and you can filter your layers out. If you have any questions about this, please contact me.